Right now, a Madison couple loses their new home to a house fire less than 24 hours after they get the keys. How they're recovering with support from the community.
A pursuit of a semi-truck caught on video with an armored vehicle closely behind. What we know about the incident, which closed a direction of traffic on the interstate near Wisconsin Dells. That's all coming up right now at 10. Well, it has been a hot and humid work week, but the week is now over and will give way to some really comfortable temperatures this weekend. Relief is on the way in the form of cooler air.
That's right. Chief Meteorologist Gary Canalti has what you need to know ahead of those weekend plans. Gary, it's going to, almost, I don't want to say cool, but it's certainly going to be a lot cooler than we had the last few days.
Well, what you really need to know is that we're going to see a drop in temperatures and humidity for the weekend. Let's start out by taking a look at the time lapse from the WISC-TV Skycam. Now, we had some clouds this morning. That was just because the moisture was condensing with all that humidity in the air. But by afternoon, we started to get some sunshine, and that actually started to warm temperatures up. And then a couple of isolated showers and thunderstorms moved in. You can see on high-resolution radar, the last of them just kind of fizzling out across Greene County as it moves into northern Illinois. Really not much across the rest of southern Wisconsin, other than some showers and thunderstorms up in the Fox Valley, north and east of our viewing area. And 6-hour future track radar shows if there are any showers, they'll mainly be east of Madison over the next couple of hours. High temperatures today, eventually we made it up to 83 in Madison, and out to the west it was as warm as 90 in Boscobel and 91 in La Crosse, whereas to the east, cloud cover kept temperatures down in the 70s. Right now, temperatures are still in the middle 70s, and it's still fairly humid out here. Here in Madison, 77, 76 in Cross Plains, or in Mount Horeb, and 75 in Cross Plains. Visibility is dropping a little bit closer to Lake Michigan. Might see a little bit of patchy fog with all that moisture in the air. Otherwise, look for low temperatures to drop to around 64 degrees by morning, a little cooler than last night. And then we'll see much more comfortable weather for the weekend. Later on, I'll take a look at a forecast that does include a warm-up as we head toward the Labor Day weekend.
Gary, thank you. Getting a new house, of course, is always stressful, but one couple on Madison's north side almost lost their new house to a fire.
Arman Rahman caught up with them about the damages and how the community is helping them rebuild.
Yeah, Eric and Charlotte, Ollie and Taylor are young business owners, LGBTQ activists, and as of this week, homeowners. Like many, they say they put all their savings into the house and the down payment. Now they're having to clean up, tear down, and rebuild about half of their new place.
So we closed on the house on Monday.
Ollie DePietro and Taylor Clinton had their keys in hand, but then...
Not even 24 hours later, I got a call saying that my house was on fire.
It was shocking. I think was the first thing.
Yeah.
It kind of seemed like it was just a joke. It didn't seem
real. Yeah, it didn't seem real.
Crews were doing electrical work in the kitchen, which is where the fire started.
As far as I know, the flames were all the way across the house.
Exactly how it started is still under investigation.
Every time we go in the house, we realize there's more damage than we thought.
But you don't need to look far to see the charred debris, smoke, and water damage.
And I stood here and I could see up at the sky because there were holes in the roof.
The couple says they're able to stay at their current apartment for the next few months while they do a lot of rebuilding.
Yeah, we're thinking like 6 months timeline until we can move in.
While they hope insurance will pay for most of the damage, sorting out costs got a bit easier. Ollie's friend, who co-founded the Big Gay Market with them, started a GoFundMe.
I don't even know like half the names on the people that donated to the GoFundMe. It's wild.
I'm really a fan of mutual aid through our businesses and through me personally, so I'm excited for any of the extra money that the GoFundMe generates that we don't use immediately for the house is going to go back into the community.
Despite some truly dark odds, they say they're still celebrating being young homeowners.
That's a really privileged position to be in, especially as a queer couple. Still beautiful. She's just a little sad.
She's hanging in there.
And while the Madison Fire Department estimates there to be about $100,000 in damages, the couple's realtor told him it might be a bit more.
A wild scene this afternoon on eastbound I-90-94 near Wisconsin Dells. Authorities were pursuing that semi-tractor, which eventually came to a stop near the 90-94 interchange with highways 12 and 16. That tractor was later surrounded by law enforcement vehicles. The incident forced the closure of all eastbound traffic for several hours. Both lanes have reopened in the last hour. It's unclear why the chase started, but further details have not been released at this time.
As UW-Madison students begin returning to campus ahead of the fall semester, there's a new tool from campus police to keep them safe and give their parents some peace of mind. UWPD launched a new app called Badger Safe. It has everything from maps on where to find emergency supplies on campus to a direct chat line with campus police dispatch. It's also now the main place for WISC alerts in case of an on-campus emergency. The app isn't just for students. Anyone can download it, including parents.
I feel totally safe having him here. We've already downloaded the Badger, the Safe app. You know, he has it on his phone, and my husband and I, we have it on our phones. So, and also I like that as a parent that we get notifications as well in case there's like a more of a global, more community incident that happened, that we're also notified as well.
Since soft launching the app earlier this month, UWPD says it's already been downloaded more than 8,000 times, and that's without classes in session. The Badger Safe app is available for free for download for iPhone and Android users. A Milwaukee police officer was injured this morning after he was rammed and pinned by a car driven by fleeing suspects.
Happened after the attempted arrest of a 19-year-old with multiple felony warrants outside a Glendale hotel. Police say members of an FBI task force approached after the suspect and 2 other people walked out of the hotel and got into a vehicle. The driver used that vehicle to ram and pin one of the officers against an unmarked police truck. That same officer then fired his weapon, hitting and injuring 2 of the 3 people inside that vehicle. The 31-year-old officer was taken to the hospital with non-life-threatening injuries. All 3 suspects were arrested, with the 2 who were shot taken to the hospital with also non-life-threatening injuries. Potholes and crumbling shoulders, they'll frustrate just about any driver, but your average car can usually get by.
That is not always the case, though, when you're driving a 70,000-pound milk truck or a 30-foot corn harvester. That's why state lawmakers and transportation leaders invested hundreds of millions of dollars in the new budget to improve rural roads. WISC-TV and the State Department of Agriculture, Trade, and Consumer Protection celebrated those investments during a visit to a farm near Monroe this morning. One new program devotes $150 million over the next 2 years to fixing roads that directly service farms and food producers.
In transportation, one of the things we do like is to have predictable long-term funding. But with that being said, this is the first step, and success begets success. So if this $150 million goes out and people see the improvement, farmers see the improvement, at the end of the day, lawmakers listen to their constituents.
WISC-TV will set the criteria for roads that qualify, while municipalities and counties will make the selections. Secretary Thompson predicts construction on those rural roads will begin next spring. Madison Representative Mark Pocan is one of 2 lawmakers on Capitol Hill announcing the launch of a caucus to preserve the legacy of America's most treasured stadiums. 18 stadiums are on the list, including Camp Randall. The purpose of the Historic Stadium Caucus is to bring bipartisan Congress members together to protect these venues while enhancing their capabilities so they can continue hosting world-class sporting events and concerts for years to come. It will bring attention to historic stadiums that were among some of the first major athletic venues in the U.S. In a statement, Pocan says that historic stadiums like Camp Randall serve a vital role in our communities. Not only are they where memories are made and young people are inspired to play sports, but they're often hubs of economic activity. We must do everything we can to protect these iconic venues in our communities.
Fun for the whole family this weekend in Middleton. The city's Good Neighbor Festival is back, and this year it is special. It marks 60 years of the festival, and today marked the first day of the 3-day event, which takes place at and around Fireman's Park. Over the next 2 days, there will be a carnival, face painting, an arts and crafts fair, bingo games, live music, and of course on Sunday at noon, the parade down Franklin Avenue. We've compiled the basics of what you need to know. It's on your screen right here if you're interested in checking it out this weekend. But for more detailed information, visit goodneighborfestival.com. Still ahead at 10, Gary's back with everything you need to know about the forecast to be best prepared for your weekend plans.
Plus, it's Friday, which means it's time for the final drive. Zach and Andrew have a roundup of highlights and scores from a night of high school football across southern Wisconsin.
You're watching News 3 now at 10. Winner of the Best Evening Newscast by the Wisconsin Broadcasters Association.
Looks like they finally got rid of that trip hazard. They pump it full of mud? It ain't mud, Jack.
Where are the patched holes? Where's the splashed mud?
It ain't mud, Jack.
Concrete lifting technologies can quickly raise and level any concrete surface using cutting-edge foam technology made in Wisconsin. Fast and accurate and eco-friendly.
How did those guys do it? Where are the holes? Where's the mud?
It ain't mud, Jack.
This summer, happiness is a new Chevy. You can go farther, tow more, and bring along everyone you love. Your road to happiness begins in a new Chevy. Get 1.9% financing on select popular Chevy SUVs when you finance with GM Financial. Plus, make no monthly payments for 90 days. See your Badgerland Chevy dealer today.
We need to talk about Sonobello.
We are getting rid of all of this today.
Ladies, this summer you can cover up or feel confident from head to toe with Sonobello. One visit, permanent fat removal.
Look at this shape. My tummy is gone and my hourglass shape is back.
Wherever there's excess fat, we can remove it. That's what we do all day, every day.
Sonobello's board-certified surgeons use micro-laser technology to safely target and remove your diet-resistant fat cells for good.
I could actually wear a two-piece after 25 years.
I have one big regret. I didn't go sooner.
Now, with our Best Body Summer event, you can schedule your free, no-obligation consultation, plus save $250 off instantly. That's $250 off your stomach, hips and thighs, back, and so much more. Call 1-888-634-9939 or go to sonobello.com.
From damaging drought to catastrophic flooding and severe storms in every season, the News 3 Now First Warn Weather Team gives you a deeper understanding of Wisconsin's ever-changing weather with special reports that go beyond the barometer. Only on News 3 Now.
Well, as hot as it was over the last couple of days, we only set one record, and that was for the overnight low temperature of 78 degrees on Wednesday. That broke the warmest low temperature record for the date, 74, set back in 1948. But we were shy on the high temperature records all 3 days, just by a couple of degrees. And even last night's low temperature eventually dropped to 74 just before midnight, and that did not set a new record for the day. Three things you need to know in our forecast, though. We've got mild and comfortable weather for the weekend. High temperatures, low to mid 70s for Saturday and Sunday. The only rain chance really over the next 10 days is going to be late Monday afternoon into Monday night. And then by next weekend, temperatures start to warm up. Look for high temperatures back into the 80s beginning on Friday and lasting into Labor Day Monday. For this weekend, pretty nice. Partly sunny, 72 for a high on Saturday. Cooler and noticeably less humid. Sunday, just as nice, lots of sunshine. High temperature topping out at 74 degrees. Tonight, there were a couple of showers and thunderstorms that kind of traversed from southeastern Minnesota through central portions of Richland County around Richland Center. Might have dumped up to a half-inch of rain in a couple of spots. But you can see how it kind of fizzles as it tracked toward the south and east. And now as you take a look at high-resolution radar, that's what's left of that shower, just kind of dying out there. Looks like another one kind of going right down the Mississippi River from Prairie du Chien over toward Cassville in Grant County. Most of the shower and thunderstorm activity has moved through northeastern Wisconsin and Door County, now heading through the Fox Valley, and that'll head more toward Milwaukee. 6-hour future track radar shows the best chances for any rain probably staying to the south and east of southern Wisconsin. However, we could use the rain. The 8 to 14 day temperature outlook from the Climate Prediction Center for pretty much the first week of September, calling for above normal temperatures almost from coast to coast. The only exception is southern portions of California with near normal temperatures expected there. But look at how large the area of below normal precipitation is, basically from the desert southwest through the Midwest, with the highest probabilities down toward the Ohio River. High temperatures today, we made it into the lower 80s once we got some sunshine. Areas closer to Lake Michigan stayed in the 70s with cloud cover for much of the day, but farther out to the west, La Crosse hit 91 degrees, but The really oppressive heat that we've had the last couple of days has been pushed down to the south. Temperatures in the triple digits through Kansas into western Missouri. The jet stream has sagged just far enough south to take most of the storms that are forming on the northern edge of the heat from Nebraska and Kansas and keeping them south of us in the vicinity of this stationary front. Temperatures are still in the 90s south of this front, even at 10 o'clock. But that cold front coming in from the north and west will drop the temperatures and the humidity. So look for a high of 72 for tomorrow. Partly sunny skies, a really nice day overall. Planning your day across Dane County, 71 for the high in Brooklyn, 72 in Cottage Grove, and 72 in Windsor. Across the rest of southern Wisconsin, Milwaukee probably staying in the 60s, 67 for a high there, but La Crosse will be near 80 at 78, Prairie du Chien 79. First warn 7 to 10 day forecast, 74 on Sunday, 80 on Monday, just a chance for a shower or thunderstorm late Monday afternoon, Monday night. That's on a cold front that'll drop temperatures a bit as we head into Tuesday and Wednesday, but notice the temperatures after that, they go back up into the 80s as we head from Friday into Labor Day Monday.
And welcome to week 2 of the Final Drive. I'm Zach Hanley. He's Andrew Banster. And like any good team, we spent the week watching film.
We sure did, yeah, and making adjustments so that we could improve on last week's performance and try to go 1-0 this week.
Oh, Baraboo and Beaver Dam went 1-0 last week, each starting off their year with impressive wins. Now the two square off against each other in a week 2 rematch from last season. The Thunderbirds won that one. But remember, the Golden Beavers didn't have Gabe Klatt. He's back. Third quarter now, Beaver Dam up 13-0 and looking for more. Eli Brandt puts one on Brandon Morrissey, and he's thinking 6. His only catch of the game is a 42-yard tutty. Golden Beavers go up 20-0, and that offense wasn't done. On their next drive, it's Klatt's turn. Ooh, get off me. He gone 78 yards to the house. Klatt finished with 179 yards and 2 TDs. And they still weren't done. This time, Bryant pump fakes and throws a short one to Kyler Keel. He does the rest. Beaver Dam stays undefeated with a 47-8 win. Mountain Horror Barneveld cruised to victory last week to set up a top 10 showdown in Division III with the reigning champs Monroe, the only team to beat the Vikings in the regular season last year. Safe to say, the Vikings haven't forgotten about that 21-point loss. No score in the second. MHB on the move. Casey Helgeson, he can air it out, but he can also scoot. The senior picks up 21 yards to put the Vikings in business. And a couple plays later, it's his BFF, Trenton Owens, diving in from 4 yards out. Mount Horror Barneveld goes up 8-0. Now they get the ball back, and this time it's Helgeson faking the handoff and finding pay dirt. MHB moves to 2-0 with a 36-13 win.
Reedsburg is on a redemption tour. An early playoff exit last year birthed a dominant 28-0 win in week 1. Meanwhile, Sauk Prairie, they'll look for their first trip to the win column this season. Pick it up in the second half. Sauk Prairie up 14-0. Reedsburg here on the handoff, but it's dropped. A mad dash for the ball, and it lands in Blaze Caldwell's hands, and that turnover would set up this. Eagles on the 3-yard line, and Landon Schultz says, you know what? I'll just do this myself. The touchdown run put Sauk Prairie up 21-0, and then later in the third quarter, Reedsburg just trying to get something going. They fire up a prayer, but it's answered by Sauk Prairie's Caden Hermsdorf. Eagles win it with ease, 34-0, the final. In Division I, Middleton moved to 2-0 with a 35-0 win at Waterford, and after a heartbreak last week, Verona got their first win of the season in dominating fashion. They beat Kenosha Indian Trail 42-14.
Down in Division II, Waunakee rolled over the top-ranked team in Division III with a 30-7 win, and Sun Prairie East dropped their first game of the season. The Warriors and Cardinals will square off next week.
Now for two teams with a very different start to the season. Last week, McFarland won, make that loss 51-0, and they got to flip the script somehow, and that means that starts now. Meanwhile, Lodi won 38-0 in week 1, and that would earn a number 2 ranking in Division IV for the Blue Devils. Scoreless in the first quarter. McFarland's Braylon Roeder throws the pass, but there's Paxton Krugman sneaking in to pick it off, and just when you think he's done, everybody tries to bring him down. Not today. Chugging and lugging. Krugman all the way back inside the 10, but Lodi struggled to capitalize. They got stuffed at the line and had to settle for a field goal. Or did they? Jacobo Rosales says why not, hucks it into the end zone and finds his man Brady Pulls. How about that for a touchdown? Later in the game, Lodi up 7-0 and Kyler Clemens with a lane. You can try to stop him, but you're not gonna. This one, an absolute runaway from Lodi. They win it 49-3. Staying in Division 4, Edgewood falls on the road to St. Mary's Springs at the top-ranked team in D5. Columbus, in the meanwhile, led by the beastly back in Colton Brunell, kept on rolling. They top River Valley 42-7. Last year, Darlington and Prairie du Chien reached their respective WIA semifinals, but both just fell short. This year, they're reloaded and each ranked in the top 4 in their divisions. And these big-time matchups go a long way to determining your season. Scoreless late in the second quarter, Prairie du Chien's Abe Amundsen surveys the field, buys some time, and launches a moonshot for his man Blake Terry, who brings it in for the score. PDC takes the lead into the half. Third quarter, Blackhawks looking to extend that lead. They feed their guy Drew Hurd, and that brings the Prairie du Chien lead up to 21-0. This one got close, but ends up in the hands of PDC, 21-19.
Nothing's better than a little rivalry game, and we got one in week 2. 9 miles separates Belleville from New Glarus Monticello, so all these guys know each other. Plus, they actually team up together to play other sports. Wildcats have won 3 straight in the Highway 69 rivalry. Scoreless in the third, 4th and long for Belleville in the red zone. And Max Marty comes up with the hit stick to stop the drive. Still zeros on the scoreboard in the fourth quarter. Glarner Knights driving, and Marty's going to weave his way in and out of the defense and then down to the 5-yard line. But that Wildcat defense would hold. 4th and goal from the 4. Owen Nemec swats the ball away, but Marty would score with 2 minutes left in the game, and New Glarus Monticello gets the rivalry win 7-0. Other scores to pass along, both Broadhead Judah and Potosi Cassville moved to 2-0 with impressive wins. Cambia Friesland and Blackhawk Warren were also winners tonight. And still to come, the Badgers back on the volleyball court. How a strong start pushed Wisconsin past Baylor for win number 1 of the season. More sports after the break.
News 3 Now First Warn Weather is brought to you by Lazy Boy Home Furnishings and Decor.
Discover a shopping and design experience as comfortable as the furniture. Lazy Boy Home Furnishings and Decor. Schedule your free design consultation today.
The sun is setting on Toyota's national sales event. Wait, they have until September 5th.
Get 3.99% APR for 48 months on many of Toyota's most popular models. Toyota, let's go places.
Your family's year-round comfort is our year-round commitment at RG Heating and Air Conditioning. We install quality Trane equipment and service all brands so your home's furnace and AC will perform their best year-round. RG Heating and AC.
Wherever you go, wherever you stay, all you need is one key. Earn and use rewards across Expedia, Hotels.com, and Vrbo.
America, come along with our adventure seekers, the Sanchez family, and discover summer with the Ford F-150. See how available features like Pro Trailer Backup Assist make backing up as easy as turning a knob. Watch as Pro Power on board lights up the night. And Ford Blue Cruise makes driving even more fun. During the final days, get FlexBuy on a F-150 and get 3.9% APR financing for 66 months plus $1,500 FlexBuy, $1,000 Trade Assist, and $500 low APR cash.
Want a tighter, flatter tummy and the hottest deal of the year? Then check out new Ab EX from Sono Bello.
After my pregnancies, my body just never bounced back. I had this stomach overhang that made me self-conscious.
Emotionally, it was really sad. Feeling good up here, but you look down and you don't.
After having my babies, it went in different direction. From here, it went to here, and I just couldn't get rid of that.
Introducing Ab EX from Sono Bello. Remove fat and lose excess skin permanently in just one visit.
I got the tummy tuck results without the tummy tuck downtime.
And I finally got the flat stomach I wanted.
I'm able to get back in my size 8 jeans. I feel sexy, I feel confident.
But it feels good to feel good and look good.
Schedule your free no-obligation consultation now and find out how to get your dream body on your budget with our best offer of the year. Call or go to sonobello.com and get exclusive access to our employee-only pricing.
At RG Heating and Air Conditioning, our promise to you is 100% satisfaction guaranteed. Guaranteed service, repairs, and replacements. Installing quality Trane equipment. RG Heating and AC. We'll always treat you like family. Guaranteed.
The sun is setting on Toyota's national sales event. Wait, they have until September 5th.
Get 3.99% APR for 48 months on many of Toyota's most popular models. Toyota, let's go places.
The wait is finally over. It's opening night for the Badger volleyball team. Wisconsin tipping off their season with a top 15 matchup against a very familiar opponent in Baylor. The two have faced off each other 5 times in the last 6 years. UW lost last year's match, but started strong in this one. First set, new Badger Carter Booth welcomes the Bears to her block party. Then later in the set, it's set point, and the Badgers set up Sarah Franklin. She hammers it home for the kill. She had 7 in the first and finished with a team-high 13. Badgers start off with a win. They beat Baylor in 4 sets. The Pittsburgh Steelers are slowly becoming the Wisconsin Steelers, at least on defense. Obviously, you're thinking about T.J. Watt, but Isaiah Loudermilk is on the roster along with this year's draft picks, Keanu Benton and Nick Herbig. And the latter just lit up the preseason. 3.5 sacks, 10 tackles. It's a match made in heaven. And Pittsburgh's head coach, Mike Tomlin, is not surprised.
You know, we like doing business with Wisconsin, man, just schematically, the things that they were doing defensively, there's a lot of carryover. And so I can't tell you that I'm overly shocked at what we're seeing from him. It's very much in line with what we saw on Wisconsin video. It's the same thing that made us comfortable when we drafted TJ and Loudermilk. And Benton.
Speaking of Wisconsin, the countdown to kickoff is down to 8 days for the Badgers, and Luke Fickell announced his captains for the upcoming season. Chimere Dike, Tanner Mordecai, Muma Jongmeta, and Marty Stry will don the C on their chest starting September 2nd. The WIAC preseason poll is out, and like in years past, Whitewater is projected to win the conference just ahead of La Crosse and Oshkosh. The Warhawks are the defending co-champs and have won 14 of the last 17 conference crowns. Platteville is picked to finish 5th. We're back after this.
Welcome to Oakmont Senior Community in Verona. Active seniors 55 plus will enjoy our new luxury apartments, professionally managed by award-winning Attic Angel Community. Call Demery today for a tour and reserve your place at Oakmont.
America, it's time to gear up and get out there in a new Ford vehicle. And it all starts at your local Ford dealer during the Discover Summer Sales Event. Choose from a great selection of trucks and SUVs equipped with the tech and comfort you need to discover your best summer ever. With a large inventory in stock, now is the best time to trade in, trade up, and discover summer with Ford. During the final days of the Discover Summer Sales Event, choose FlexBuy on Bronco Sport and get 3.9% APR financing for 66 months plus $500 FlexBuy cash.
Fjords has been crafting beautifully designed functional furniture since 1941. Every aspect of Fjord's furniture has been carefully engineered to create a higher level of relaxation. Visit the Century House today and view our extensive lineup. Experience the unmatched relaxation you can only achieve in Fjord's furniture. Relaxation made beautiful. Visit the Century House at 3420 University Avenue in Madison or online at centuryhouseinc.com.
I have moderate to severe Crohn's disease. Now there's Skyrizi.
Things are looking up. I've got symptom relief. Control of my Crohn's means everything to me. Control is everything to me.
Feel significant symptom relief with Skyrizi, including less abdominal pain and fewer bowel movements at 4 weeks. Skyrizi is the first and only IL-23 inhibitor for Crohn's that can deliver both clinical remission and endoscopic improvement. The majority of people on Skyrizi achieve long-lasting remission at 1 year.
Serious allergic reactions and an increased risk of infections or a lower ability to fight them may occur. Tell your doctor if you have an infection or symptoms, had a vaccine, or plan to. Liver problems may occur in Crohn's disease.
Ask your gastroenterologist how you can take control of your Crohn's with Skyrizi. Learn how AbbVie could help you save.
Set summer in motion with the most electrifying Honda vehicles yet, like the CR-V and the Accord, both with available hybrid powertrains, designed to deliver more thrilling performance and more innovative tech. Make every adventure more electrifying with Honda, the most awarded brand in Car and Driver 10 Best history. Buy online, reserve from select dealers, or visit your local Honda dealer today.
Welcome to Oakmont Senior Community in Verona. Active seniors 55 plus will enjoy our new luxury apartments, professionally managed by award-winning Attic Angel Community. Call Demery today for a tour and reserve your place at Oakmont.
Your digital source for local news and info for 25 years. Channel 3000.
Finally tonight, the medieval tradition of jousting in France brought out hundreds to watch a spectacle. In Sète, France, jousters leave the horses at home as they do battle on the water. It's simple. 2 boats and 2 jousters with one purpose: knock the other guy off his perch. Fans line the banks and float in the canal as medieval music fills the air, all watching dozens of water warriors charging at each other with 9-foot poles. This continues a tradition believed to date all the way back to the 13th century. The last team standing wins this Water War World Cup and bragging rights until next year.
Wait, jousting goes back to the 13th century or water jousting?
The motorboats go back to the.
Oh, okay.
The motorboats, and they're going.
Just follow along, Gary.
Beautiful weather there, though, and we're going to be nice and comfortable this weekend.
Well, that would have been comfortable the last couple of days, even falling into the water. But the live view from the Edgewater Sky Cam, not much going on here. There were a couple of showers west of Madison that have died out. A couple more moving into the far northeastern portion of Dodge County. Those will head more toward Milwaukee. Otherwise, 6-hour future track radar really doesn't show very much around here, if anything popping up. It'll be brief and light. Current temperature is still kind of mild. 77 in Madison, 73 in Janesville. Across Dane County, we're still seeing temperatures well into the 70s, including 73 in Cross Plains, 75 in Waunakee, and 78 in McFarland. A little bit of fog starting to show up, especially closer to Lake Michigan. Might be some patchy fog late tonight, but tomorrow will be cooler and less humid. It should be a much nicer weekend for us.
All right, Gary, thank you. Thanks for joining us for News 3 Now at 10.
Do something good and have a great weekend.